In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Perceptual advertising tool, which can be found in the Marketing Mix Decision screen. The point of this tool is to direct your advertising at perceptual objectives, so to actually tell your customers not just that your product exists, so not just about awareness, but also what they should think about it, what you want them to believe about the product. So it's essentially you now telling the advertising agency what you want your advertising to actually say. So you can see down here at Perceptual Objectives, this is where you would use this screen. So we have the semantic scales and multidimensional scaling options. I'm going to focus on semantic scales. They both work in the same way. So you can see here, you can focus on any dimension of our product, and you can even focus on 2 at a time. Now, if you decide to do 2 at a time, obviously there's implications to that. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So first thing to think about is what we actually want to do. So let's say that for tone, we're going to focus on the professionals next period. So if I go to the semantic scales and just take a look at tone a little bit higher on price than professionals would like. So we could address that by dropping the price. We could also at the same time address that by advertising about our new lower price, and that will help that price have a greater effect. So higher on price than professionals would maybe love, doing okay on design and index. A little bit low on display size. So tone is down around the 4.5, whereas professionals are around 5.5. So that's probably something to take a bit of a look at. So we're going to focus on display size and price. So first thing to do is write down the ideal values of the target segment in hand. So professionals here, display 5.6, and you can see here tone is 4.7, so we have some work to do there. Our price for tone is 6.3, and professionals are around 5.6. So we'll do advertising on both of those dimensions, and I'll show you how to do that now. So in the Marketing Mix Decision screen, as I said, the first thing you're going to want to do is pick the dimension. So we'll do price first. Now you set your objective, not how much you want to change, but exactly where you want to be. So if we want to be 5.6 on our perceptual objectives out of 7, we select 5.6. Now remember to keep in mind that our segments evolve over time. So 5.6 is where they are now. You should keep in mind that they might not be there in the next period. Now our second dimension was display, and that was also 5.6. So if we change both of those, that now means that our advertising towards the professionals, well, our advertising in general, will be focused on telling people that our price and display are around that level. So if we're going to focus on professionals, probably a good idea to actually focus on the professionals with our segmentation. Now, if you're also going to do 2 dimensions, this splits the amount of effort. So if you're really focused on price, just do 1 dimension. If you're really focused on power, just do 1 dimension. If you want to do 2, it does split the effort. So it'll be marginally less effective when you spread it across 2. So in terms of our media expenditure, when you're doing perceptual advertising, you need to increase the amount that you spend on the advertising research. This makes it more effective. If you don't, it doesn't work quite as well. So roughly, if you allocate, say, 15% of your media spend towards research, that's a good amount if you're doing perceptual advertising. So 15% of 2,900 roughly is around 430, I think. So that will help our perceptual advertising be more effective. So when you run this and you do this for the next decision round, you're repositioning your product slightly. You can reposition more with R&D. The best thing to do is to, if you really need to reposition, launch your new R&D and support it with advertising that also has perceptual objectives.